Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, and today's video is going to be a little different one. I'm actually going to go back in time and just speak on a game from my childhood that I just really enjoyed and put a lot of hours in, and it was just something where if it's still available to be played, I bet anyone playing it in 2021 will love this game even though it came out like in the early 2000s. But without further ado, before we get into the video and the title, allow me to give a little backstory with gaming and my history with gaming. When I was a young lad, me and my younger brother asked my mom to buy us a computer. This would have been around the early 2000s, right when gaming was still frowned upon, more or less. Due to that reason for why we wanted the computer, we were basically declined, and there was no chance of a retrial. But then, good old uncle was able to get us two old dusty compact computers from work, which to this day, or like literally my favorite computer ever. But a little description, the little square ones with had the floppy disk drive and maybe a CD drive, and the desktop screen sat right at the top of it. It would have been in your libraries around that time, or in your classrooms. I don't want to give the date. I'm already dating myself. Anyways, guys, that was the old computer. But that old dusty computer would have been the gateway for me and my brother to get into computer games. So I don't regret it, man. Shout outs and rest in peace to that computer. In addition to Little Fighters 2, I would have played many other amazing games around that time, some in which were Maple Stories, which would have been my most played game, Korean MMO. One of the GOATs, Endless Online, rest in peace, GOAT. Guns Online, GOAT. Soldier Front, GOAT. Crossfire, GOAT. Tricksters Online, GOAT. Heroes Online, GOAT. And I'm just putting GOAT for greatest of all time, guys. I hope you understand that. And there were many other games around that time that if you remember and played any of these and plus something else, please let me know and put it in the comments below. I remember Adventure Quest as well. Oh, that game slapped. But anyways, carrying on. And guys, Little Fighters was in a league of its own. It was a Chinese-based game and based in Hong Kong, I believe. And Starsky and Marty Wong were the developers of the game. And I believe the game was created in 1999, so right around the time I mentioned. Thank you very much, guys. Salute to you. I hope your endeavors beyond that and what any other game you've created is flourishing, and I will be looking into that later on. But let's carry on and talk about the actual video game now. Little Fighters 2 is a classic sprite-based beat-em-up style of game. It was able to be downloaded on lf2.net. Although I would say do a little bit of research first if the game is still up and running and if the page is still official. I am not sure, and I don't want you guys downloading a virus, but that would have been the initial website where you would download the client in order to play the game. After you install and open the client, you're pretty much good to go. You'll see the starting screen where I remember it looked like an 8th grader made it right on some sort of digital app, and that's not no attack on them, right? Of course, there's just two kids who are probably trying to make a video game for fun and whatnot, so shout out to them nonetheless. And it did not deter me, as my friend did tell me that it was a very addicting game, and just look past any of the graphics and you're gonna be surprised. So I took it with a grain of salt and I gave it a go. We clicked 2-player mode with me and my brother, and let me tell you guys, it was exactly what he said. The character screen was slightly reminiscent to the Smash Bros. N64 game, at least for me, and it had a wide range of characters, amongst which I'll let you know which ones were stupid, god, OP, super powered. But we'll start off with template, which was literally just the template of all the characters. So you want to think like in Smash Bros. Once again, the templates that you face in the story mode, their variant of that. If I show it on the screen, you'll see it. Deep was a yellow swordsman. That's the description that it's showing here. And the beginning friendly character, and he was just a melee character for the most part. Throwaway. John, the defensive magician. Now, John was an OG. If this was the dude with the little book, this guy would throw a destructo disc literally at you, and it would track and it looked more like Frieza's Destructo Disc, right? The purple one. Any of these showcased on the screen, guys, then you'll see it for yourself. But this is an old game. I can't promise I'll be able to get all the content here. And Henry was a musical archer. This guy was godly. Oh, he was cheap. He would make you rage quit and break a keyboard. So he basically had, and you should see it on one of the videos coming up, an arrow, like if you watched Inuyasha, like Kagome, her arrow, it was like a spirit arrow. It had like that pink color, and it would track and just obliterate your character. It will knock you down. You lose so much health. And when you had something we'll speak on later on, it was even more godly. But yeah, Henry, tier S character, right? So we'll put some tiers on their names. Everyone else was like a tier B, right? John would be like a tier B plus, right? And then we have Rudolph, the navy blue ninja. He throws stars and uses gimmicks like invisibility, duplication, or transformation. Like the archer, he is incredibly fast but vulnerable in melee combat. So Rudolph was a ninja, right? He had the ability to split himself into two, and then that person could split into the other ninja. I think had the ability to split into two, but then something I'll speak on a little later on that you can do to manipulate the game made it so it just was a very fun hack type of feel with Rudolph. He's an amazing character, another S rank for sure. Lewis, essentially, he's an armored individual with like a pole arm, and he can turn into Lewis EX when he just rips all the armor off and just becomes this jacked dude with a spear. And he's very cheap, very cheap, kind of mid-long range melee weapon. Firen is the fire mage, so red hair, you want to assume, or orange hair. He wears kind of a black and red getup, and he shoots fire related attacks. Freeze, right? Ice mage, so he looks more like a magician. He kind of wears a little cape and whatnot, and he has freezing related skills. Dennis is a lean fighter. I'm pretty sure this was just a jacked dude who does like martial arts. Woody was a veteran who excels at dual dancing around the battlefield. I think he was also just a physical fighter. Davis, another fighter. Those guys more or less, if we're looking at Firen and Freeze, I would give them somewhere around a, and they become an S with something we'll look on further in the video. Lewis is somewhere around the A plus, and everyone else I'll just give them a straight B. Now, Bat was another character that I don't remember personally, guys. I'm sorry. Lewis EX, as I mentioned, was a transformed character for Lewis. Firezin is something that I'm going to showcase to you guys in a bit, and I'm just going to leave that last person who we shall not name yet not named, and we'll get back to that beast. But there's a bandit, a hunter, Mark, Jack, sorcerer, monk, Jan, knight, and Justin. More or less, you have base characters in this game, and then you unlock other characters while playing the story mode, and those characters you unlock are characters in the story. So it was almost like a beat 'em up MMO kind of thing. I don't know how to title this game, but it's phenomenal how they were able to put so much in this very small game, guys. I'm telling you. I hope I could get the link for this, but we got way carried over. Those are the characters. You'll see them in the footage. Let's jump into the gameplay once again. So once you've selected the character you want, you would enter the match, and you'll notice you'll have a health and mana bar at the top with a little icon, I believe, of your character, if I'm not mistaken. But of course, right, you'll just remember that's your respective health and your mana, so keep an eye out on that. Now, there also was F command prompts, F1 to 12. These were basically, from what I know, were cheats. I don't know if I played the game later on where they added this in the actual file, but if you press, let's say, F4 for instance, it would drop items, just a stone, a brick, a bat, other items I don't want to mention on YouTube, but you'd be able to use those items just like Smash Bros. And then there was a prompt that would destroy all the items, so it would clear the field, because if you spam the F4 for all the items too many times, the map would get filled up, and then they'll cause the game to have issues. Now, another one, the only other one I really remember would be F11. And I believe it was F11. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but it allowed infinite mana, guys. This is what I was trying to talk about. This game was fun, you know, when you play it real for real, but when you press F11 and you have infinite mana, that's when the chaos happens. Oh my gosh, guys, this was like anime Dragon Ball Z superhero type beat 'em up type of crap, man. I'm telling you, it was insane, guys. And you will see some footage, I believe, maybe of someone using infinite mana, because I just don't see anyone else not using it at this point in time when you're playing the game. So the real cool trick about this game and something they've added was freeze and firing guys fusing together to create one character. And it would happen by you and your friend. Let's say you're wanting to gang up on the third friend, right? You just run into each other, and then you'd fuse into this super being called Firezen, who had like a super fire and ice explosion attack, a Kamehameha beam. Yes, a Kamehameha beam, and an ice shield, amongst other attacks. Now, I'll tell you something, guys. This character, beyond his skills, beyond his S rank, beyond the Kamehameha wave even, had something to bring to the table far greater. And that was the action voice of when he used the Kamehameha wave, guys. Now, me and my brother, I will tell you to this day, till this day, like 20 years later, will still out of nowhere just say this phrase because of how offbeat and not untuned with the character, and this, it was just so over dramatic. But like I'm sorry guys, it's just this is like half the game for me, this sound that I'm about to play for you guys. So I'm gonna play the fusion video so you'll be able to see that, but then just listen out to the sound that he makes when he does the Kamehameha wave. Really, really focus, and if you laugh, it's not my fault. Time! I literally live for that sound. Hi! Like, yeah, like, buddy, chill out. But anyways, whoever did that, I hope you're flourishing with whatever endeavors that you're in right now. Thank you for that sound, okay? But carrying on, guys, even beyond that wondrous sound and those skills in the Kamehameha wave, there was someone far greater. Remember the one that we shall not mention? We're mentioning him right now. This individual just goes crazy. He just kicks everyone's ass. He literally looks like he was kicked out of the Kiss Man because he was too hardcore. This is the edgelord of all edgelords, the beast of all beast characters, and his name is Julian. Yeah, I know, right? Underwhelming. It must have been one of the other developers' friends or something. Why would you name him Julian? It's like he's edgelord king, and you name him Julian. But in any case, he kicks ass. Take a look, guys. Frickin' beast, right? Good gosh, this guy's insane. Now, this game was very fun, guys. I hope you've noticed with the gameplay here, and it was mostly played locally with your friends that'll come over. You know, you can use the WSD, right? Then the other person, I think, can use the other side of the keyboard with up, down, left, right with a few other keys. So there's a way for multiple people to play just with one keyboard. And I think also, of course, you could play locally with, like, you know, if you had another computer beside you. But it also had online, guys. I firmly remember, if you were rich enough to have internet at the time, you can play online with other people with something like a story mode where it's just a bunch of enemies will rush at you and you have to just kill the hordes of enemies. Sorry, I can't speak. But it was just such a fun game. It felt like a full game experience, guys. When was the last time that you've gotten a full game experience in 2021? Because I remember they were selling us half-ass, literally, or quarter of a game. They're selling us betas, and they slowly give the fixes towards a complete game while microtransactionally charging you on the way there. That's what we get in 2021. And then the game is like fragillion gigabytes, which just destroys your console or your PC. This game was like 200 megabytes. This game was like, if there was something wrong with it, just re-download it. With the slowest internet, it would take like no time at all, because it was just a sprite-based game. But when you have such a core fundamental of what makes the game fun, people will come back to it regardless to what it looks like. It's how it plays. How immersive can you make me into this game to forget reality? And that's what this game did. Of course, you burn out for anything, so I've burned out on this game, but it was more so because I was addictingly playing it probably for too much. So that's a different type of burnout, right? I can't stress enough. I hope I got that link below, or you can do your own research, guys, and see if you get the ability to play this wonderful game. And I promise you will not regret it, right? So, just another really big, crazy, ultimate thing that I want to just end off this video before we close. Time! Thank you very much if you watched towards the end, or if you just watch and click the video in general. If you've played this game, guys, leave a comment below on your memories about this game. I really want to know if anyone else feels the same way as I do, and if you can find and or I'm able to provide you the game to play, then give it a try. Good gosh, I'm telling you, even in 2021 you will enjoy this game, and you can play it with your friends. This is one of my cherished games that I've played as a child. And if with good feedback, guys, leave some likes, leave a comment, let me know that the video is actually something that wasn't crap. And I'll work on another video about a game that I've played in the past, maybe Endless Online, right? Another keystone game that was just so phenomenal, and unfortunately it met its doom due to certain circumstances. But also another game I make another video on. So subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, share this video with a friend that may have played Little Fighters 2, or a friend that you believe may want to take a look at it. Anyways, I'm off this. GB out. Peace.